This is Steve Hayes at EPRA's annual conference in London. I have with me Olivier Elamine, CEO of Alstria Office REIT. Olivier, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
You were the first German REIT in 2007. What's been the benefits of that REIT structure to your company?
There was no real benefit from an operational perspective, or we didn't change our business plan. I mean, there was clearly a tax advantage of converting into a REIT, which is basically in Germany now we're a tax transparent vehicle. So we don't have to deal with German tax issue, which in Germany per se is a huge benefit. But the main benefit, I think, was that we were able to brand ourselves as a REIT. And the REIT is a very well-known brand, global known brand. And so when we were speaking to US investor, to UK investor, to Dutch investor, we didn't have to go through what the company does, because the mere fact that we were a REIT was basically already explaining what our business model was. So it allowed us to basically benefit from the very strong trademark of the REIT in order to establish our own brands in the equity capital market. And that, from my perspective, was the main benefit, was actually to be able to have this 60 years of REIT names floating around the capital market, and being able, with a very young company, to benefit from all this past experience and marketing.
Now, how do you see the outlook for the German listed sector over the next 12 months? We've seen quite a big rise in capitalisation of the listed sector through IPOs and IVG, also coming back into the EPRA index. How do you see the outlook for the next year?
What we hear from our investors is that there is a lot of demand for exposure to Germany as being the dominant economy in Europe, as being the country where you want to have exposure. So we feel that, and hopefully this will continue over the next 12 months, as long as the German economy is doing well, our sector should be doing relatively well compared to on a relative basis. What we're still missing in Germany, and obviously the recent IPO that you mentioned, which was GSW or Prime Office in Germany, are good for the sector overall, because what we're still missing in Germany is critical mass. Each and every company in Germany is relatively small, and we have a market cap of around about 700 million euro. We're the largest office property company in Germany, which in my view doesn't make a whole lot of sense. For a country like Germany, you would assume the largest company is a 3 or 4 billion market cap. So we're still running for a critical mass, and there is still work to do for us as an industry in order to build up this critical mass and then to be relevant from an international perspective. We're all lucky that we're German, and everybody wants to get access to Germany, but we would be, I'm not going to quote any country, would be in another country, we might not get so much attention because the relative sector is small. So the main challenge for us is to grow the sector as a whole.
And for your own company, what do you see driving your growth over the next 12 months?
We are, as a listed company, very much benefiting for the lack of capital available for acquisition of what I would call value-add assets. So we are very active in those markets, buying assets from distressed sellers, from coming out of debt portfolios, coming out of portfolios of investors who have decided to leave Germany altogether. And they are selling assets which has a very, very limited liquidity in the German market today. The benefit of being a listed company, and we raised over the last 18 months around 150 million euro of equity, is that we have this access to the capital market. We have the support of our shareholder, so we can go and tap our shareholders and then acquire those assets at a very low point in the cycle, maybe not at the bottom of the cycle, but clearly close to the bottom of the cycle. So the real growth driver for us is our ability to buy assets today that we'll be able to lease up hopefully in the next 12 to 18 months, and that will drive our top line and our bottom line as well on in the right direction.
And on the other side, what keeps you awake at night? What are the threats or challenges to your company that you see arising?
There is nothing within the company who really keeps me awake at night. I mean, we have our own challenges, but none of them I mean, we cannot work around. Alstria is a very young company. It's founded 5 years ago, so I like to say we're kind of startup in the real estate industry. So our challenges are mainly linked to the fast growth. I mean, we almost double the size of the company in terms of employee every year, which has its own challenges. But the main things that keep us up at night, which I don't think are different from a lot of investors out there, is the macroeconomic uncertainty. I mean, we don't know where the Eurozone is going. We don't know what's going to happen in the US. We don't know what's happening in the Middle East. So there's so much uncertainty out there that you're always very cautious when you make an investment decision, or when you really want to move. You really wonder, I mean, is this the right things to do, yes or no? And so we're much more cautious than we would be, and the kind of uncertainty and the lack of political decision in Europe is clearly something which is on everybody's mind here, and which is today the only thing that keeps us up at night. In Germany, on the ground, the economy is going well, companies are going well, leasing market are going well, so there is really nothing wrong. Then when you look at the Bloomberg screen, this is where you start to get worried.
Olivier, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For this and other industry interviews, please go to REIT.com and EPRA.com.